Hey, what is up? Christians and Jews, Muslims alike, Hindus as well, everyone Eastern. Children of Abraham, with a unified vision and one mission. So, today we're here to address Messianic Judaism, which is Jews that believe that Jesus is Messiah, or you also have other Jewish Messianic groups that may be related with occultism, such as Sabbateanism, Frankism, right? Or a movement that's more normal and accepted and maybe actually did Messianic movement in a kosher way, or maybe not in a kosher way, depends on who you ask, would be Chabad Lubavitch, you know? I happen to think the Rebbe's kosher Mashiach, kosher Messiah, you know? I think he's dead, so what's the point of him becoming Messiah from the dead? You know what I mean? Like, once Messiah is coming, you're saying he's going to come from the dead because he can resurrect like everyone else. I mean, once that's happening, if you're going to say that, then let Messiah be King David himself. If King David's going to be there, why wouldn't the Mashiach be the Rebbe? Why would it not just be King David, right? This is the argument from Ephraim Palvanov. I think it's a good argument. Also, the whole thing doesn't really make sense if you think that maybe Messiah has to come before the resurrection, then you don't have like a stance. I'm adding. I don't know if he said that, but I'm adding. So, it's like, okay, if you think Jesus is Messiah, I mean, listen, besides for the problem with like, what do you mean, like, you're waiting for Jesus? Why can't you just be waiting for Messiah, you know? Oh, because you're connecting to God now on a Messiah that's not yet fully revealed, but he's still your Messiah character that connects you to God, to your highest level of your soul. Okay, no problem. So let's say you didn't deify that character, that Messiah. So also in Jesus' movement of Christianity and also in the Chabad Lubavitch movement of Mashiach, they have Elohistim, which are people that take the Messiah thing and deify it. So whether you're talking about Jesus Christ and you deify Jesus Christ into, being the creator, even though they don't admit that they do it with the Trinity. Whether you're doing that or you're as a Chabad Lubavitch who will openly admit that they worship Elohim, some of them, some will not. Openly admit that they worship the Rebbe as Elohim, that he's Elohim. Some of them they will not admit it, but it kind of gets iffy with their worship, and some of them not. Some of them he's their Messiah and that's it, and they're all kosher. That's, I think, in my opinion, the main group. The main group of Chabad Lubavitch, it's the Rebbe is Messiah. What do you do with the fact that he died? What do Christians do with the fact that he died? They do the same bullshit. They shrug it under the rug. Or they deal with it, whether effectively or ineffectively, I think they deal with it effectively, in my opinion. Okay, so where we might get iffy is if someone were to start worshiping Jesus or worshiping any man and deifying them as a god. That's an issue. Okay, don't you say that you are Yud Hey Vav Hey, everyone's Yud Hey Vav Hey, the Yahweh himself, the creator himself? Yes. That's not an issue because that's saying that God is in everything and everything's in God. The issue is when you start to make separations and say this thing is God and you worship it, you just made an idol. How do you say this thing is God? This thing can never be God. God is in the oneness. God is the oneness. The oneness is in God. Love you all. See you in Israel.